ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਮੈਂ ਅਮਨਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਪਿਰਾਮਿਡ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫੇਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹਾਂ। ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੇਫ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਲਦੀ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਦੀਆਂ ਜੋ ਰਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ। ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੀਸੈਂਟਲੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕੁਝ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਬਦੀਲੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨੇ, ਜੋ ਆਊਟਿੰਗਸ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਸ਼ਾਪਸ ਨੇ, ਜੋ ਆਫਿਸਿਸ ਓਪਨ ਦੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਪਿਰਾਮਿਡ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦਫ਼ਤਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੌਕਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਜੋ ਮਾਧਿਅਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਦਾ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, the platform that we are using today of Facebook is to bring our partners on board to talk about their college, to talk about the eligibility criteria, to talk about the programs, but also to make you aware about the current scenario, the current situation, because we really want you to hear from the industry veterans themselves who are working in the industry and are working for the college where you want to apply. So continuing the trend, I'm really honored and happy to welcome Mr. Saurabh, who is the head of international recruitment for students across South Asia, Middle East as well. Saurabh ji, thank you so much for joining us for this session from Canada. I know you have a very busy schedule, but you were very kind for this session and shared important and valuable information with the students. So firstly, how are you doing? I hope things are good with you right now.
I'm doing good, and thank you, Amandeep, and Pyramid E-Services for having me join you guys on this wonderful session. And I'm happy to have this conversation and take care of some questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. So just quickly asking you a couple of important things which are a prominent point of discussions right now in the students, that is the situation in Canada and how things are in India right now. So as you are in Canada right now, you are based out in Ontario. It would be great if you can talk about the current situation in Canada. What is happening over there? How are things for the students, and how are things for all the citizens of Canada?
Definitely. So I just want to give a little a positive outlook on things, because we always hear a lot of negativity in the news and the media, and things are not always what it seems. But for Canada, and particularly in Ontario, where I am, and I'm particularly located in Toronto, things are improving quite a bit. In fact, just this long weekend that we had, the May 2-4 long weekend, we call it, they mentioned that we are past 65% vaccination rate for the first dose amongst the population, which means that more and more people are getting vaccinated. Things are looking to open up very soon. The local politicians, the mayors, everybody is assuring the public that we're looking forward to having a normal summer, which means things are going to open up. Restaurants will open up, jobs, manufacturing sector will open up, tourism will open up a little bit more. So definitely things are looking in a positive direction. They're going towards a positive direction. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. Things will definitely open up soon.
That's great. That's really good to know. And so I believe the vaccination drives are also being conducted in Canada right now, and great number of population has been vaccinated overall in Canada. Ontario being a prominent province for the students in India, and also Toronto needs no introduction as a location preference. You'll see a lot of Indians, a lot of Punjabis over there living from a long time, and a lot of students coming over there. So if you can specifically share a bit about Toronto, as well as you are based out in Toronto yourself, like you said.
Yes. So like you said, a large number of Indian students here in the GTA, we call it, Greater Toronto Area, Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, Caledon, and a lot of students prefer these areas because, again, they're very close to their community, very close to the home-like settings here, and of course, a lot of work opportunities here. Places relatively more opportunities to grow, and a life is much more enjoyable here, being in and around a lot of the tourist attraction spots, good public transportation system, and of course being around just the overall multicultural environment. And of course, speaking of vaccination drive, one thing I also want to bring up, now that you mention, is that our international students that come here in Ontario, best part about that is that they are eligible to receive vaccination at no cost. So they can be fully vaccinated. The government will take care of them as long as they are in Canada, they're in Ontario. they have to show their study permit and just another photo ID. And hey, you can get vaccinated just like I did here. So there is no differentiating between people here, which is the beauty of Canada and living here and studying here, is that everybody's treated equally, no matter what.
That's great. That's great. It's good to know that things are getting better in Canada. But as you know about the things in India, they did touch a very rough chord lately. But lately things are getting better. We are taking baby steps, but definitely things are getting better in India as well. But right now, the travel restrictions to an
Mhm.
extent by the end of June, then, medicals are not being done for the students because the government has said that they need to focus on the COVID-19 situation, which we also agree with as an agency, as a responsible agency and as responsible citizens. But then, the IELTS exams are not being conducted, then examinations are on hold or results are on hold. So things are quite tough right now for India, and also for the students who aspire to study in Canada. So how is Canada looking at the situation of India? And also it would be great if you can share your viewpoint and the viewpoint of college about the current scenario.
Definitely. So yes, we understand situation is a little difficult in India, to put it in the simplest terms, right? However, one thing we want to assure all of our students in India is that the Canadian government has never closed the borders for students to come in, which means that whatever is happening right now is only a temporary phase. It does not mean that students will never be allowed to come here. And again, students who are looking to come to Canada for September, by all means, submit your application, get your paperwork started, because even that May 15th announcement that came in, where everybody assumed that, hey, this is the deadline. If you apply after that, things won't be processed. That is not the case. So I just want to clarify that. Government did mention May 15th deadline, that if you submit your applications, you're guaranteed to get an answer by a particular date. I believe it was August 6th or 16th, whichever date that was. However, if you submit your application now, or even in June, or even in July, they're still going to process your application. Yes, you're not going to get a definite answer by a particular date in August, but you will still get your application processed and receive an answer at a later date. So by all means, get everything started, because Canadian government definitely want international students to come here. And just to give you an example, international students contribute roughly around $21 billion per year to the Canadian economy, right? That is a billion with a B. It's not a million, $21 billion, which is a
Wow.
significant amount coming from
Yeah.
international students, right? So
Yeah.
of course, international students play a significant role in the Canadian economy. And the
Right.
government acknowledges that, and they understand that.
Right.
Therefore, there's
Right.
always going to be the support for international students, and college will also support international students. So if students are applying, we will still process the applications, we'll provide necessary support. We understand IELTS centers are closed or they're delayed. We understand your mark sheets might not be official yet. Submit the paperwork. College can provide a conditional offer letter to you based on the documentation you've provided. So for example, if you have IELTS but don't have your full final mark sheets yet, we can provide you conditional offer based on that and say it's conditional upon you submitting the final grade sheet, or it's conditional upon you giving us the IELTS score. But at least you have a conditional offer to get the application going. So college will provide that support. And of course, like I said, the Canadian government will also process the application once you submit it fully. And you'll just have to be a little more patient. Instead of getting the answer by August 6th, you'll eventually get the answer later on, but you'll definitely be able to start your studies. Study online in September, if that's the case. As soon as you have your visa in hand, welcome aboard. Come to Canada and start studying with us here, because we will provide that opportunity to students. You can study online and in person in a hybrid model, we'll call it, because of course we'll also go by the government regulations. We also want to be law-abiding citizens here. We don't want to put anybody's health at risk. So if they say yes, we're allowed to open the campus in a limited capacity, we'll do that online and in person, mix of both. And for those students who are overseas and not able to come to Canada right away, continue studying online. As soon as your visa comes, then come to Canada. The government's allowing you to do that. and it's not going to affect your eligibility for your postgraduate work permit either.
Yeah. So thank you so much for giving insight about the situation and the viewpoint from your end. It's really you really explained it well with great amount of patience that we need to be patient. But on the side by side, like you mentioned, that don't wait and you should apply. There's nothing has stopped in terms of putting an application to the college or to the university that student seeks to apply at. And also, nothing has stopped from the standpoint of putting an application for visa. Yes, the medicals are on hold at the moment, but you can get it done once it opens, and then you can add it to your file. It will already be in queue, so it will be more or less time while applying for your visa. So I completely agree with you, Saurabhji, and as an agency also we believe that if you aspire to study for September, you have your academics with you, you have your IELTS with you, please go ahead. If you don't have any of the document missing, there's an opportunity like Saurabhji said about conditional offer letters. If you still don't want to try, you can always go for January intake, right? But don't stop thinking about your dream. Your dream is still intact. We are there to help you out. You can definitely apply now as well. May 15th was a big confusion in the mind of students. May 15th, even as an agency, we have a same thought process and same believability, like Mr. Saurabh said, that you can apply after 15th of May. There's no issue in that. The result might not be out by August 6th, but it will be out. There's never been a situation where you apply and you don't get a visa. So very well said, sir. And just to, I was supposed to ask this question to you later on, but you touched about the conditional offer letter. So does Georgian ILAC provide this opportunity to the students? Can they apply for conditional offer letter based on academics or based on language proficiency?
Yes, they can. So the way it works is if you're submitting the application, and of course, they cannot be applying through you. And that's where Pyramid Services can let us know and say, hey, we have a student who is submitting the documentation, everything is in order, and they're just waiting for the IELTS date, for example. And the IELTS is booked for June 4th, for example, right? And would you be able to provide offer letter? And we will provide what we call a pre-admit letter, which is a conditional letter that states that student with this name, this program is given an offer into our program with condition that they will provide us the English proficiency. And then the student, once they provide it, then we convert that into what we call an LOA, letter of acceptance, after which students is able to continue with the rest of the application process. Same thing when it comes to their academics. Students is still, I understand the situation in India has changed dramatically, where students are not able to complete their examinations or have to wait for their final grades to come out. So IELTS is complete, money is ready, application is ready, everything's gone in. They're just waiting for the mark sheets to come out. We can provide a conditional acceptance letter to say that based on the temporary mark sheets you've given us, we're giving you the pre-admit letter. And when your mark sheets come out, provide us the official copy, and we'll then convert that into an LOA, which is still acceptable.
Thank you, Saurabhji. Thank you so much for putting your thoughts into the and bringing your inputs into the conditional offer letter support. I believe this is a great opportunity for the students who still don't have their IELTS results out, or they don't have their academic results out, but have given the exams or not. So this is a big support that you're providing to the students. Just to move ahead, talking about the COVID-19 situation that we are discussing, can you please brief us about the support, I would say, in terms of the policy framework, in terms of the online classes for September or January, or what additional benefits I would say the student is getting if they apply at Georgian ILAC Toronto. So if you can just talk about that, what is the approach at the college, that would be great.
Definitely. So for example, right now for students who are applying for September intake, and they're not able to come to Canada, or if they don't want to come to Canada for whatever the reason may be, they can continue studying online. And that is not a problem for us. Like I mentioned earlier, come September, for students who are in the country, we will eventually move into a hybrid situation where we might have students do portion of the program online, then go in a limited capacity in the campus to get that in-person experience. However, for students who are overseas in India and not able to come to Canada yet, they can study online. That is fine. Once the visa comes, then they come to Canada. So we have plan in place to accommodate the situation where a student will be studying for a longer period of time online. And this will be in conjunction with what the government of Canada has said, where a student is allowed to study online without impacting their eligibility for postgraduate work permit. So we can have a student complete the entire semester online and then come to Canada, or they can start online in September. In October, they find out the visa is granted and they would like to come to Canada, come here, and then continue with the online and then an in-person learning mix of both. So again, your education will not be impacted. There will not be any break in the middle. And at the same time, the end goal, which is to make sure that you obtain your eligibility for postgraduate work permit, that will also be kept intact. So you won't jeopardize that future status either.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for bringing that information across. I hope the viewers who are watching us live right now or would watch us later on and listen about the conversation, listen about the situation, and listen about the benefits and the support they are getting from Canada and Georgian ILAC. They get an insight that there's nothing to worry about when it comes to their aspiration of education in Canada. Georgian ILAC is there to support you, and Pyramid Services is there to support. We are the direct recruitment partners for Georgian ILAC. We are authorized to promote the college. We are authorized to process your application, so you need not to worry. We are in communication with the college directly, like you can see right now. So just going ahead for our viewers, and you have already touched about September intake and the impact it will not have on the post-study work permit. If they start online, once they get the visa, they can fly out to Canada. It would be great, if you can talk about Georgian ILAC campus. I know I have not touched it because it's in itself is a huge campus. It itself doesn't need any introduction. But there must be quite a few viewers who also would like to know about the college, the kind of programs are offered at the college. Toronto as a location needs no introduction, but if you can give some insight on that, and also the admissibility criteria that we need to have for education at Georgian ILAC campus.
Definitely. So our campus is located, as you mentioned, in the city of Toronto, which pretty much is known worldwide. Doesn't need an introduction, but more specifically, we're located in the heart of downtown, which means we're located in an area where multiculturalism is very high. You have people coming from all walks of life. You'll be amongst the business sector, right, which is called the finance hub of the country. You're in and around tourist attractions, things like CN Tower, the Scotiabank Arena, the Toronto Football Club's stadium, the basketball stadium, the NBA Toronto, where the Toronto Raptors play. You also have different ethnicities areas within downtown. So we have things called Little Italy, the Greek town, the Chinatown. We have Little India. So we have a lot of multicultural diversity within downtown itself. So you have not just the financial diversity, in a sense that a lot of multinational companies have their offices here and their headquarters here, but also a cultural diversity here as well. And the campus itself is a brand new campus for our students where they'll be studying. We call it a dream building, which is meant for our international students only. So our students who come from India, for example, will be studying in this particular location in downtown Toronto, where they're amongst international students only. They're studying with like-minded peers, individuals who have same sort of goal as international students to study and to succeed and to eventually settle here. But they're studying with students from all over the world. So the way I explain it is that it is the world within the classroom. You can have students from 30, 40, 50 countries studying together. So that brings a lot of different ideas, a lot of different cultures in one place, a lot of different educational backgrounds and thought processes. So it's a very unique learning environment for our students, and it presents them with an opportunity to learn with like-minded peers, like I said earlier, but also to learn from people all around the world to really get that international experience.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So as an Indian student, if I talk about the programs and the admissions criteria, that's very important to understand.
Yes.
Like what should be my IELTS score, what should be my academic percentage to apply at the college. If you can talk about it, that would be great.
Definitely. Yes. So our programs at the moment for September intake are limited to what is most in demand in the GTA area. So right now we're offering three programs. The first program is the undergraduate diploma program, business diploma. So 2 years, 4 semesters in length. And this program will give students an eligibility to apply for up to 3 years of work permit upon graduation. So students can finish their 10 plus 2 in India and then come directly here to study in this business diploma program. What that means is that students will have to have IELTS 6.0, even the individual bands, nothing below 6. Overall score of 6 and nothing below 6 in individual bands. They also must have a math credit. This is the sort of technical portion, technical part. Uh, if they have a math credit in grade 11, which they have passed with 60% average, then they do not need grade 12 math. If they have a grade 12 math credit, all we need is a passing grade. We don't have any specific requirements, 50, 60, 70. As long as grade 12 math is passed, that is sufficient enough for us to give entrance into the program, because the high school diploma along with the math credit will be enough. And of course, the IELTS will suffice the English requirement. So beyond that, there is no real hard sort of requirement for that program because it's meant for as an undergraduate program. Now, of course, you will have students who might say, well, because the way the system works in India, they might not necessarily take math credits in grade 11 or grade 12, and I'm aware of that. So not to worry, you can still submit the application if they have studied some sort of commerce related programs, if they've done accounting or economics, if they've taken physics for some reason, or anything that remotely resembles sort of math related knowledge. They can submit it and our admission team will look at it on a case by case basis. And if we see that yes, the criteria makes sense, that what based on what student has submitted, and we seen that it deems that a student is eligible to take the program and will succeed, we'll be more than happy to provide the offer letter. But students need to understand that do not count yourself out to begin with, right? You can still submit the initial documentation. We're not going to charge any fees. We'll still assess it and then say yes, it makes sense, apply, and then you can apply, right? So the way I look at it, and I always use sports analogies, you will always miss every single shot that you don't take. So it's always worth to take the shot, right?
Yes.
At least you have a chance of getting it, right? So please understand that even if you don't have the math credit, don't worry, we can still assess the application and we can let you know whether it's worth to apply for the offer letter. Now, similarly to business program, we have two more business related programs. They are postgraduate certificate programs. First is global business management. Currently, it is a very popular program for September intake. We probably have the highest number of applicants coming in right now for that program, primarily because it is a 2-year postgraduate certificate program. It's very rare for postgraduate certificate programs to be 2 years in length because it provides up to 3 years of work permit eligibility for students like that. Not to mention, it is accredited program. So students, when they graduate, they will get a postgraduate certificate, as well as they will get an additional diploma from the governing body, which is FIT, F-I-T-T. So because the program is accredited by that governing body in the international business community, students will get additional recognition as well. And this program has a requirement of 6.5 IELTS score overall, nothing below 6 individual bands. And the other requirements will be that if they have completed their college diploma or university degree, they must submit proof of that. So if they have completed 3-year diploma or degree or a 4-year degree, they can submit that. In fact, students who have completed the master's degree can also apply for this program. So they have eligibility to take enrollment. Third program, postgraduate certificate as well, but it's 1 year in length and it's called project management. And this program also very, very popular because of course, everybody's aware of PMP designation, right? Project management professional. It is, very popular no matter what industry you go to. You go to IT, healthcare, business, you go to, engineering, their project managers are needed. And it's one of the hottest fields in Canada right now. And, because of the, transferability of the skills from the project management program, a lot of our students prefer it. And in fact, our students come from diverse backgrounds. Like I just mentioned, we have students from IT field, engineering, of course, students from commerce field, but we also have students who have studied healthcare. and they'll come and do project management postgraduate certificate program. And this program also requires 6.5 IELTS overall and individual bands of 6. And of course, they would have to present their diploma or degree program that they've completed as well. Yes, there are some other technicalities in terms of backlogs that are accepted or not. So that, if students find that they have more than 3, 4, or 5 years of backlogs or economic study or work gap, then we can look at a case-by-case basis. So again, do not discount yourself out. Even if students believe that they're not eligible, at least submit the documents. We will do case-by-case assessment and let you know that if a student is able to apply, might as well take that opportunity and come to Canada and study those wonderful programs. And then come January, good news for all of our students is that we're introducing 4th program, Human Resource Management.
Yep.
It will be postgraduate certificate as well, 1 year, but that comes with co-op, which means that students study 2 semesters, and then the final and the 3rd term will be paid co-op for 14 weeks full time, which means students will get paid for that experience. And it also gives them a better opportunity to find work related in that field. And they can do project management 1 year, human resources management 1 year back to back, and be eligible for up to 3 years of work permit. So those are the 4 programs at the moment, and we'll be adding more programs as we go along and once the curriculums are approved. And all of the programs are exactly same as Georgian College's quality and curriculum.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing about the programs and admissibility criteria about the of all these programs. And like you just mentioned, I would really like to share this with our viewers again, that the benefit of Pyramid services, if you apply with Pyramid services, is this, that the application fees that you are supposed to pay at the college for your application, before that, you can get your profile assessed. Like Sir just shared, like Saurabh ji shared, that we can talk about your case specifically with them, ask them if the student is eligible, should we go ahead with this application. Once they give us a nod, then we'll put your application, pay your application fee, and process it. So that's the benefit that you'll get while applying through Pyramid services. Pyramid services being the direct partners with the college. So, and also, to the viewers, I would like to say that there is an opportunity for you right now if you apply at Georgian ILAC through Pyramid services. We have a 2 months competition going on. That is, you will win a smartwatch or a smartphone if you apply at Georgian College for the either of the intake, that is January or September. So you can always connect with us and have this additional benefit of applying at the college. And once again, don't wait. Like Mr. Saurabh has been talking about it, don't wait. Don't think that once the whole pandemic comes to an end, only then you'll apply, because that is going to delay your process. You need to be well versed with the policies of the college. You need to be well versed with the processes at the college. You need to understand if you're eligible or not and apply. We are there to help you out as an agency to make sure that we can apply for you and make sure that we stay with you till the time you get your visa. So on that note, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Saurabh ji, to talk about the college with us, to share the such insight about the college, and then also about the policies and the support that the college is providing us, and also the things in Canada right now. I hope that the pandemic ends soon, and we all get back to our normal lives, and the processes get back to the normalcy the way it was earlier. And to the viewers as well, like I said in the beginning of our session, that if you happen to be around the cities like Jalandhar, Ludhiana, or Moga, right? These are the provinces. These are the cities which are having our offices open for a particular limited time, like 9 to 3 or 9 to 1. You can always visit us over there, take an appointment, and interact with our team, or you can contact us on the number that is here on the screen. And our experts will help you out to connect with our team online itself without even having you move from your home, and register you while you are at your home. Take your documents online, and you can stay at your home, stay safe. So thank you so much once again. Thank you so much to everybody who watched us for this session. And thank you so much, Saurabh, for the time given today.
You're very welcome. And I'm really happy that I was here and to answer your questions. And again, once again, to all the students or potential students who are watching, please do go ahead, do your research, and submit the applications. And if you don't want to submit the applications for now, for September, January is still open. But of course, take the opportunity given to you. Always go to a direct source, a legitimate source. For example, in this case, you're talking to Pyramid Services, who are our partner agent in India to recruit students for Georgian and ILAC in Toronto. So get the information from an authorized source, individuals who know what is going on. You don't always have to believe the hype or the negativity that's being spread around. There's always an option. Canada always will welcome international students, and just like our immigration minister has said, we don't just want international students to come to Canada. We want them to eventually settle in this country as well, because like I said earlier, international students contribute a lot economically as a student, and eventually we want them to stay and become permanent residents, because it benefits the country, and that's the way Canada has been growing, through immigration. So there's always an opportunity for you, and you should always explore that opportunity.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Pyramid Visa for a better life.